Hello, Blizzard fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Rhett and StarDust on Vaani Research Station. This is game 2 of their best of 3 series from the round of 16 from WCS 2015 that wrapped up a few weeks ago. I think this will be my final cast from WCS 2015. I'll move on to IEM after this. Okay, in the top of Vaani Research Station, we have the blue Protoss player. It is StarDust. And in the bottom of Vaani Research Station, we have the red Zerg player. It is Rhett. Now in Game 1, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil it here real quick. So if you haven't watched it, go back and watch Game 1. Game 1s are always good. Players kind of feeling each other out, seeing what they're all about. And to be honest, what happened was Rhett tried to go speedling against an expanding Protoss player, couldn't quite get the kill on the expansion, was really behind at that point and tapped out. So Rhett going for a little bit of a desperation play maybe there. I'm not sure what the intent was in Game 1 of the series. We'll see if Rhett plays maybe a more standard style here. I mean, it's just, in my experience, doing that against Protoss players pretty much always fails. I mean, it used to be before Overcharge, if you could get Lings inside the main base, you're pretty much going to win the game. But with Overcharge, you can pretty much one-shot Lings. It does not shoot super fast, but again, it does hit Lings, takes them out one by one. You can kind of run the probes around, use them to clean up the rest of the Lings, and you're going to be in a pretty good spot. But yeah, like I said, in Heart of the Swarm, it's just difficult to do to get those Lings in there. I think if he'd managed to actually kill that second base, which wasn't here, but for illustrative purposes, this is where it was, he might have been in a good spot, but he was just so behind in workers. He was down 10 or 11 workers at that point, and just would have been so difficult for him to come back. But either way, StarDust did a great job holding it off. Dealing with speedlings is something that I know no Protoss player likes to do, and there it is. There's the 15 hatch from Rhett at this gold base. This is what Zerg players do on this map, I swear. So throws it down. StarDust scouts it out immediately. Throws down the pylon. Are we just going to cannon it out? Yes, there's a forge. Oh, he went forge first. Rhett did not scout this. Rhett is in a lot of trouble here in game number 2. Oh yeah, let's give StarDust a 1. Boop. StarDust 1, Rhett 0. Okay. Anyway, back to the game. Spawning pool is now coming up, but if we get a cannon here, Rhett can't see this, right? Rhett absolutely cannot see what's going on. Nope. He doesn't have an Overlord here scouting. He hasn't scouted into the main yet. Didn't send a drone to do that. Is pretty much playing blind at this point and does not know about, ta-da, this cannon. Wow, that view range is terrible. Look at that. There's a cannon right here in the hatchery. Cannot see it. I had no idea it was that bad. Either way, the cannon is up. It's going to be able to kill this hatchery. Look at this. StarDust actually times it to finish at pretty much the exact second the hatchery does, so Rhett has no time to cancel. Oh, just kidding. He does have some time to cancel. Oh, look at that. Actually targeting his own pylon, waiting for the hatchery to finish so Rhett cannot cancel it. The Overlord comes in and sees the forge and says, oh no, I am in so much trouble right now. Yep, this cannon's up. We have 2 more cannons on the way to deal with any Lings that come up and try to save things, but I don't know how many Lings. How many Lings would it take to take down a single 2-3 cannons now? It's a problem. Canceling 1, I think StarDust recognizes he doesn't need 3 there. 2 is probably going to get the job done. Another race coming up at this gold by Rhett. A little bit more risky, a little bit closer to the Protoss player. Might pay off, might not. Going to be hard to tell. Canceling drone producing at this gold base. Not interested in doing it there. Needs to get it done up here. Taking another base at the same time is Rhett, recognizing the Protoss player has submitted, or basically sunk a lot of money into this. 2 photon cannons and a pylon. That's 450 minerals he has used to kill this hatchery. So he got it. Boosh. He got the kill. All these guys are going to end up dead as well. The larva should end up dead. Cannons do a surprisingly good job against larva. Look at that. I don't know what it is about them, but they do 20 damage, just like straight up damage that kind of ignores the armor. Who knows? Lings are chasing this probe around. They don't have speed yet. I don't think Rhett can afford speed. No. Rhett is getting these 3 bases up. He needs to get as many workers as humanly possible. He is down 29 to 25 harvesters at this point, 30. Now for StarDust, we are walled off at the front. StarDust did not overcommit with those cannons, you'll notice. Did cancel the 3rd one, has enough money to get the expansion up, which is massive for him. Get the forge up, get a gateway, throw down a zealot to block off this from any Zerglings that are going to try to get inside. But at this point, Rhett, I don't think cares. Rhett wants to get this gold income, wants to get back up into this game, and actually having 3 bases now and a bunch of workers at this gold might be enough for him to do it. We're going to be honest with ourselves. Taking 2 Vespine geysers now. To put workers into these eventually, I have to assume. Rhett. There we go. Workers here, workers here. Excellent play. Getting that gas as he needs. Getting a ling speed, I have to assume. Or perhaps roaches might be a good choice as well. Going to be able to kill this probe, I think. One more snap. Yep, there it is. Probe ends up dead. So at this point, the unit's loss tab shows a hatchery and 2 probes, which I think is a fair trade for StarDust. We're going to be very happy about that on his way home. Oh, Stargate coming up, though. Very hidden. Actually, an Overlord could see this pretty easy. So not super hidden, but considering the Overlords are back here and flying into the base, it's going to take them a while to find the Stargate. Pretty sneaky positioning. A bit of a mind game there from StarDust. Is going to be Oracles. Oracles would be so good right now. Yeah, Evolution Chamber popping up. Lair popping up. No Ling Speed. What are we doing? What is Rhett going for? Is Rhett actually going to go for mutas? I do not know. There are a couple Zealots coming down to check this space. Very smart. A lot of Lings in production, though, and I think we're going to have enough to deal with these Zealots. The positioning is going to be good. I think on the Zealots, are going to try to get to a place where, nope, just kidding. They got actually going to try to avoid getting surrounded and doing a pretty good job of it. There we go. One does get surrounded, ends up getting killed very quickly. The other one as well, going to run away. These Lings aren't quite enough to deal with it. There is a Queen here. She injects before she goes into battle. She knows the inject is most important at this point. And, yep, moving up. I think we actually might try to snipe workers from the high ground. Yes, we are. The Stalker's going to sit here and just kill workers. The Mothership Core as well going to abuse this high ground against the 2 Queens. Queens sniping away the Lings, trying to get up against these ground units. And I think they are going to be able to kill them. No, again, Stalkers are faster than Lings without speed. What are we doing back home at the Zerg base? Roach Warren coming up. It's a pretty good choice as well. Gateway. No higher tech except for that Stargate, which we're making Void Rays out of. Excellent choice. What are we doing? Ah, Void Ray coming on out. Making its presence known by killing an Overlord. Probably should throw down some spores very quickly. Yep, there go the spores for Rhett, saying, I do not want this Void Ray to kill me. That would be so embarrassing. Planting and replanting is this spine crawler a little bit farther onto the creep. We are pushing creep towards this 3rd base of StarDust. Interestingly enough, is there enough DPS to kill that? Yes, actually canceling both of the creep tumors for now. Overlord scouting in. Where is this Void Ray? Void Ray says there's not a base here, which is probably good for StarDust. Let's be honest. Might as well kill an Overlord, though. Not supply blocking Rhett. Rhett is much too good for that. There's a single Spore Crawler and a Queen. I think that's enough to handle this Void Ray. Let's take a look, though. Yeah, the Spore Crawler points over to it. The Void Ray says, oh, nope, I recognize what's going on. I'm going to run away. Here come the Lings. Are we going to be able to kill this 3rd base? He's going for it. Rhett getting a full surround on this Nexus. Not even worrying about the other buildings. Forcing a cancel, though. There we go. Cancel on that cannon. Is there enough DPS to take down this Nexus? Force fields popping down, trying to limit the available area. And yes, the cancel does happen. The Lings are still trying to kill stuff. Roach is coming in as well. That was a huge pickup for Rhett. All the sentries are dead. The Zealots are dead. The Stalkers are gone. The last Zealot falls to this Roach. Nope, the Roach dies first, and the 3rd base has been destroyed. There are Void Rays, though. I just don't know that Void Rays were a great choice by StarDust. Again, Queens do really well against them. Spores do really well. Hydras in production now for Rhett. Roach Hydra against a Protoss player that is not going Colossus or Storm is very, very strong. Just now getting the Robo facility at this point. A little bit too late. Can StarDust hold on? I don't know. A lot of Void Rays, though. Woo! What is that? 3 Void Rays, and is it just 3? I thought he had one more down here. Did he send that back home? He might have done so. All right, so 3 Void Rays swinging on in. Do we have Hydras in production here at this base? No, but Hydras are coming in to help out. So here we come. Going to snipe down this Roach Warren. Going to try to do it. The Hydras pop in, though. They're going to try to snipe out a Void Ray in trade. Nope, the Void Rays pull out. They recognize it is not a fair trade to lose a Void Ray for a Roach Warren at this point. But another push with Stalkers, with Sentries, with Zealots, going to try to kill this gold base. There's really not much of an army here. StarDust doing a good job kind of keeping Rhett's flanks occupied, I suppose, is what it is. Another Spore Crawler coming up to deal with those Void Rays. More Hydras coming up as well to deal with this side of the map. Red spaces are really spread out, which is really hard for Zerg players to do. I guess not as hard as Terran and Protoss, so I really shouldn't complain. But at the same time, he is having to run these Hydras all the way around the map. They don't have the speed boost yet, I don't think. off creep anyway. Let's see, where's that Hydralisk den? Here it is. And no, they don't have the muscular augments upgrade quite yet. Here come the Voiders, but again, the Spores and just a small group of Hydras actually going to get that Mothership Core. And I don't think they're not trying to get it actually, but they do manage to kill a single Void Ray. And ooh, the Voiders actually win this battle. All the Hydras are now dead. Probably could have pushed in and done some damage there, but they decided to back out instead, so no big deal, forcing a lot of the Hydras home, and this base has been completely replanted by StarDust. Wow, that was fast. He planted it immediately. It is 165 to 136 supply. Rhett survived the cannon out here and has managed to get to the late game here about the 14-15 minute mark. Another push in with Void Ray is going to kill what they can. Oh, actually warping in some Zealots as well. Did those warp ins or did they just walk in? I do not know, but either way, Spore Crawler dies. Roach Warren probably going to die. Hydras trying to pick up one more Void Ray. They do. They get a Void Ray. That was a nice pickup there. All the Zealots get cleaned up by the Lings and the Hydras. But every second that goes by, StarDust is able to get closer and closer to that tech that they need, that he needs. Immortals coming in, cleaning up creep tumors. Not actually going to worry about Colossus or Storm. Just going to go with Immortals here. It looks like Hive being morphed in by our friend Rhett. And pushing up our bunch of Hydras. What are the upgrades on these guys? +2 missile attack. Going to try to get a bit of a flank here with the Lings. The Lings come along the right side, get us around on all of these Stalkers, but the Hydras are trapped. They cannot help out. All the Lings die. I don't think they got a single Stalker kill. Unfortunate for them. Are we still going for it? Is Rhett still coming up? Yes. Rhett wants to get this, but the force fields are amazing, trapping several, oh man, probably 10 Hydras, unable to attack at all. Everybody in the front ending up dead. The Queens taking a lot of fire here, trying to transfuse each other, but no. That's it. The final Queen gets blinked upon and slashed down, I suppose is what it was. A bunch of Zealots coming in to take care of this. I think it's the 4th base, officially 3rd base. Mothership Core ends up dead to these Hydras. And yeah, these Zealots are pretty much unchecked with their +2 attack. They're taking down workers left and right. Hydras popping in, trying to do what they can. But here comes the Blinkstalkers and the Immortals taking down this gold base. That is a big, big pickup for StarDust, and decides to head on back home. No big deal. All the Zealots are dead. I think was that a pylon that died? Yes, and 1 Void Ray left on the field for StarDust. I don't think they're going to make any more of those. It's all Immortals and Zealots at this point, as well as Stalkers. So pushing in is this Protoss army, looking scarier and scarier as time goes on. Here we go, Roaches and Hydras trying to deal with this. Blinking on top, though, are the Stalkers. They don't care. The Immortal with 13 kills. That's it. Rhett calls the GG. StarDust calls the GG. Rhett is defeated. StarDust is victorious, and StarDust takes the 2-game 2-0 series on Rhett in a pretty intense game number 2 there. So congratulations to StarDust moving on to that next round. Really amazing game there. Great game sense, taking out that early hatchery and not worrying about it when you lost that 3rd. In the end, just too much for Rhett. The composition was really, really great. The Voider harassed, didn't do a whole lot, but I think really kept Rhett on his back foot longer than he wanted to be there. So anyway, this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. Catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm Falcon Paladin on all 3 of those. Also, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you heard and what you saw today. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.